Call of Duty is dead. Or is it? Let's get into it. Welcome back to Black Entertainment. My name is Leonidas, and today we're gonna jump right into the conversation, the discussion of the current state of Call of Duty and Warzone, Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Unless you've been living under a rock, I'm pretty sure you've seen or heard about via word of mouth or social media, YouTube, but you've seen or heard about the backlash that Call of Duty has been getting for quite a while now. I mean, it seems it's been going on for months, maybe years, but if not those two, for sure since the drop and debut of Black Ops 6. And is it true? Is Call of Duty dead? Has the franchise finally reached their demise? A lot of content creators and gamers and streamers would tell you yes, but let's break it down. Now, first of all, you can't make these claims unless you got the facts to back it up. So I'm pulling up the facts right now. I'm pulling up the receipts. Let's jump into this. Let's dive into this. Let's see if it's true. So let's see what it looks like. Diving into the facts right now. All right. Of course I got Call of Duty on in the background. That shows how dead it is. First off, Call of Duty Call of Duty Steam charts. Basically, how many people are participating or playing in this game based off of Steam, the gaming platform on PC, based off of the Steam stats. Now, back in November, remember, this was the drop of the new game. We were looking at an average of about 300,000 players, right? Fast forward to today, last 48 hours, 72,000. You went from 300,000 to 72,000 in a mere months. I mean, if that ain't a plummet, then I don't know what is. That's a plummet if I ever seen one. 300,000 to 70,000. You talking about a loss of about what? 200 and some change? 200,000 people who decided we done with Call of Duty. Let's go play something else. 200,000 people. Let's look at Twitch stats. Twitch, basically tells you who's streaming what game. Y'all, this the top 10 right here. Call of Duty not even on the first page. You got to go to the second page to find Call of Duty, and there it is right here. At a measly 1.1% of streamers streaming Call of Duty Warzone. That's a fall off, y'all. That's a fall off. And this is viewers. Let me refresh it. This is actually viewers, not, this metric is showing the viewers. But regardless, the numbers are low. It's looking real bad for Call of Duty. So why is it? What happened? What's wrong with Call of Duty that made everybody want to jump ship and go play other games? The emergence of other great games, for one. Not even about Call of Duty. Call of Duty, you got a lot of new fun games coming out that just came out. You got Marvel Rivals dropped. Of course, you got Fortnite, one of their biggest competitors, but you got some other battle royale games like Off the Grid. I mean, Call of Duty is Call of Duty, but Call of Duty does have competitors now, worthy competitors. So the competition is up. And if Treyarch or Activision or Infinity Ward or whoever's back there pushing papers or hitting the keys, typing in the code, if they don't see that, then they're in trouble. This is just the beginning of their problems, and this has been going on for a while. So let's talk about it. Let's jump into it. Let's look at the bad. What's wrong with Warzone? What's wrong with Call of Duty? For number one, I'm gonna give you my opinion. This is all opinion based. We're no longer talking about the facts. We're just talking about what I feel and what I see and what I think from my experience. But I'm certain that I'm speaking on some level of truth, and I'm speaking what other people are thinking or saying. So let's start with the first problem that I see skill-based everything. Skill-based everything. Now there's a time and place for skill-based matchmaking and skill-based all that. I get it. You want to balance the lobbies out. But has Call of Duty gone too far with their skill-based? You got skill-based matchmaking, which has its place to pair you up with the most ideal opponents and competitors in your lobby. But that's broken. You're finding yourself in lobbies with super sweats and Christmas noobs all in the same lobby. You know what I mean? Let's keep it real. It ain't balanced. If I'm jumping in the lobby, I expect to be going against people who are similar skill levels. Not only do you have skill-based matchmaking, but now it's been reports of skill-based damage, meaning players with higher skills, higher ranks, higher play times, higher KDs, whatever, have been reporting that their bullets and their attack or guns or whatever don't deal as much damage. And they're starting to notice that the damage has been nerfed. You know what I'm saying? So you mean there's a skill-based weapon damage to try to balance the lobbies out? Well, that's not cool. And this one, what I recently have seen has been skill-based loot boxes, meaning if you at a certain caliber in a lobby that not quite up to par with your skill, then the boxes you open as you find ground loot are gonna be crappy in order to balance the lobby. So I mean, how far are you willing to go, Call of Duty, to balance the lobby to the point where it becomes unfair to the person who has grinded or who has tried to perfect or at least up their skills or tuned into Black Game Entertainment's Warzone boot camps to get better, where the average Call of Duty player comes to, upgrade their skills and dominate on the battlefield? What if you're that person? You got the unfair advantage now. I mean, Fortnite uses bots in their lobbies in order to pad the lobbies and make people have fun by feeling a little bit of accomplishment that you killed people. Do you think Call of Duty should start adding actual bots or kind of NPC players into the games? I don't know. What's your thoughts? Drop a comment down in the comment section. Let me know if you think that's a good idea or stay away from it. Moving on to point number 2. The hackers and the cheaters, which really could have easily been point number 1. The only reason why it wasn't my point number 1 is because I don't notice that as much as I noticed the skill-based, discrepancies. But we've all seen the hackers, we've all seen the cheaters, right? I don't see them as much, and maybe that's because my lobbies ain't got the sweats. But you got two different type of hackers and cheaters now. You got the casual cheaters now. It used to be just the pro cheaters, the people who knew how to go into the computers, hacking the back end and firewalls and blip, and before you know it, they're like flying through the map in a lowrider, bumping Snoop Dogg, shooting out the side. Those are your professional hackers. But now you got the casual hackers, ones that just went online and bought a Cronus and was like, you know what, I'm tired of getting crapped on by the sweats, I'ma just cheat. That's a casual. How you gonna be a casual hacker, a casual cheater? But they're in the lobbies. They're there. They exist. Hell, half of them are on TikTok. You can watch them. Which brings me to my next point. If your cheaters are doing it publicly on social media and videotaping and they're still getting away with it, what does that say about your anti-cheat? Because we know people can get comms banned or temporary banned or blacklisted or shadow banned. We know those things exist, but what about the blatant cheaters that are right there? How do we justify them still being able to play the game? It makes me feel like Ricochet is in beta. They ain't quite got it figured out yet. We're just testing some things. Is that the case? Maybe it is. I don't know. But it clearly poses a problem because you see the numbers are dropping. There's a decline in who's playing and watching Call of Duty. All right. My daughter's out there crying. She mad about it too. The other thing that I think is also kind of ruining Call of Duty is just progression. Trying to progress, or trying to feel like you're accomplishing something. If you can't win in the games and you can't win in Warzone, and that part is frustration, at least I can have the accomplishment of I unlocked this and I did these camos and I did. No, it's damn near impossible. The camos are taking too long. Prestige mode happens. We got prestige back, which is great, but prestige means you literally have to start over from scratch. You lose everything and do it again. I see the challenge in it, but where's the fun in it? People don't play games just for the challenge. They play video games for the fun. Where's the fun in losing everything? There is the challenge, and some people like to push themselves for that challenge. Great. The challenges are just, they're difficult. They're not supposed to be easy, but you should still be attainable. And I feel like some of the challenges and how the things you need to do to unlock camos and to do this and that, they're a little unattainable. So it makes it a little unrealistic. So I don't know. That's my point. Those are the bad things about Call of Duty. But where there's bad, what's wrong with that baby? That baby is not happy. Where there is bad, there's also some. Where there is bad, there's also some good. Let's talk about the good things that Call of Duty got going on right now. And I say good, not great. Let's not get it confused. Multiplayer is actually really fun. The multiplayer is back. And the multiplayer is fun. The Omni movement is really fun to see, to do, and it transfers over into Warzone. It feels good. So they did all right there. The weapons are pretty balanced. You don't have not just like one or two weapons that are completely overpowering the game. There are still metas. There are still best weapons, but you can play around with other weapons and not feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot by trying new things and trying new weapons. That's a great thing. The maps on the multiplayer are actually pretty cool too. I like the maps. Granted, they do a lot of recycling, bringing old stuff back. And I think some people could argue that it seems to lack creativity when you just bring back the other things, but you got another half of the gamers who find it nostalgic and want to revisit those maps. I feel like as long as there's a lot of both, then everybody should be happy. That's just how I feel about it, and I like the maps. I like the remakes and I like the new maps. That's pretty good. The events are getting better. Not quite on the Fortnite level. Like you start throwing some concerts or some collabs like that into Call of Duty, then that would be pretty dope. Some events, some real actual live events, that'd be badass. They don't have that yet, but we're working on it. Some of their collaborations are a little bit corny. Like if you're thinking that you're playing a militaristic video game where you're running through a battlefield, the last thing you expect to see is cartoon characters or lizard heads or Halloween themed characters, but they're in there. A little corny, a little cheesy, but that's what sells. And the Squid Game 2 event in collaboration is actually a really big hit. It's kind of pulled more excitement back into Call of Duty, which is kind of weird because it's not really Call of Duty, it's more Squid Games, but I guess whatever it takes, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, you know what I'm saying? But in the end, when it all boils down, nothing is gonna replace Call of Duty. COD is COD. People can complain about the hackers, complain about the skill base. We can do that. But yet, they're still going to play. And I know the numbers have shown otherwise, but Call of Duty fans are gonna play Call of Duty. They're gonna curse at the game. They're gonna throw their controllers. They're gonna hate every moment of it, but they will play. Which is why I still play. I fall in that category. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Is Call of Duty doomed? Is it cooked? Is it done? Or is there still just a little bit of hope left for COD? And we all know that Verdansk is coming back in 2025. If you think that's going to be the game changer, let me know in the comments. I want to know your thoughts. Thank you so much for hanging out this long. Please join us in our road to 100 YouTube subscribers. We need your help. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop some comments. Let me know what you think about Call of Duty and where it's at right now. We'll catch you on the next video. Be sure to check out some of our other videos like my thoughts on Marvel Rivals coming up next. See ya.